The tradition of dyeing and decorating Easter eggs dates back centuries. Different countries decorated eggs by using various techniques and materials. The people of Lithuania and several other Eastern Europeans decorated them by dyeing and scratching designs onto the eggs, creating beautiful little pieces of art.
This is Lithuanian. This is called Margučiai.
Okay.
Margučiai is a Lithuanian word that means decorated egg.
Nice.
It's a little bit different than pisanki. Pisanki is done with wax
Yes.
and several different layers of different dyes to get many colors on one egg, while this is a scratch method where you dye the egg one color and you scratch away some of the shell to get back to the white of the egg.
Great.
Traditionally, this craft was done on hard-boiled eggs, but since this tradition now is more of an artistic tradition, we don't want to keep our egg inside.
All right.
So we would like to empty it out.
Okay.
So how do we do that? An egg is calcium-based, so it actually is very porous. It can take a good amount of pressure in concentrated areas. So I'm taking a straight pin, just a regular straight pin, and I'm going to put a hole at the top of the egg. Now I'm going to push this all the way in because I want to break that yolk inside, and I'm going to scramble it up. Now, I'm going to use the same technique at the bottom, put another hole in. So now you've got 2 pinholes in this egg, and it's going to be a little tough to get that egg out of that small of a hole.
Yeah.
So we're going to need to get a little bit wider. You can use a round file, or if you want to be high-tech like me, you could buy a drill.
Nice.
So this is your Dremel drill, and it has a file on the end of it. So I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to put a hole
Nice.
on one side, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now you have 2 holes on the egg and you can blow out your egg. You can do the cheapest method, which is blow it out with your mouth.
Yes, yes.
A lot of people that I talked to when they were younger, that was something you did at school and you learned how to blow out an egg. Or you can get an egg blower. So this is an egg blower. It has a pin on the end and it is going to have this ability to put concentrated air into that hole. And then I just push it.
Oh, that's so much easier.
It's so much easier. And as a result of doing it this way, I am able to use these eggs. We make
yes.
scrambled eggs, we bake with them, I make quiche, so you're able to then use the egg. Now, there's another way to do it, and I thought it'd be fun if you tried.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna take your egg, you're gonna take your pin, and you're gonna put a hole in the top. Very good.
Okay, it went through
all the way
easier than
through.
I thought.
Perfect. We're only going to do 1 hole in this one. You'll see this is a little bit of a different egg technique. So you'll push that button on the top, just straight through. Oh, sorry. And that's okay. And let me tell you why it's okay. You can have a larger hole. That is fine. What you're going to do is this is a different type of egg blower. It does the same thing.
Oh, look at that. How
Yep.
easy that is too.
Yep.
Both very, very easy.
Yep. So now at this point, you've got your egg. You would put some hot water and soap inside the egg if you want to clean it out. But now we got to get it dyed. When you get your egg dyes over at the grocery store or at Walmart, they are not this strong of a color.
No, they're not.
What I use is I use a type of dye that is used in egg art. It's called pisanki dye.
Oh, okay.
So this dye is used with pisanki eggs, but it is a type of powder that is not food safe. So this gets put into boiling water with some vinegar. That vinegar helps eat at the egg to then make it more indelible. And we dye the eggs with this color.
Okay.
And we gotta now get our design on. How do we do that? So what I do is we use a pencil. You can use any regular pencil and you can actually draw on your egg. So I'm gonna draw a long line on this. It's just a guideline. Later on, I can erase it. The tool that I use is just a traditional box cutter. Now, this craft was a pagan craft done hundreds of years ago, so as a result, did they have a box cutter?
No.
What did they use? They used either a shard of glass, a nail, something like that that had that nice hard tip. I use the box cutter because it acts to me most like a pencil. What I do is I take the blade and I am just scraping down the egg. So I am going from the layer, that top layer that took the dye, to a lower layer that is still white from the shell. You'll see I'm using a pad, and that's just to help keep the pressure even. If I put all my pressure in one spot, that's why an egg breaks. That's why when you're getting ready to make pancakes, you're smacking your egg in one spot. So now I've done this, and I want to shade a little bit. Shading, thank you.
Wow.
Shading is the same. It's just a little bit lighter. We're sitting here and we're scraping and scratching just lightly to get our desired effect. Traditionally, when these eggs were done, they were a pagan art form that was done as something that you hard-boiled your egg. They traditionally did in onion skins. You would hard-boil your eggs in onion skins and get this nice dark brown color. And this person grafted a design onto this egg. They were just a lot of lines, dots. They weren't pictures of birds or flowers. And then they would bury them in front of their home or in front of their field, and that was to give prosperity to wherever they're burying their egg. So the artistic things that you're seeing now is just as it turned from a pagan form to an art form.
Right, right, beautiful.
Coming up next.
Christine, you have a lovely collection of eggs and you're going to share them with us today, right?
Yes. Right. So we talked about the scratched eggs, and that is the craft that I do. Well, these are all also Margučiai eggs, but they're different techniques of Margučiai eggs.
Christine, you have a lovely collection of eggs and you're going to share them with us today, right?
Yes.
Right.
So we talked about the scratched eggs, and that is the craft that I do. I also said how Margučiai is the word for a decorated egg. Well, these are all also Margučiai eggs, but they're different techniques of Margučiai eggs. This is the biggest. This is an ostrich egg. You could see on here like a raised wax. What you do with this, we call it drop and pull. You dip the head of a pin or a head of a nail into wax, and you drop it on the egg or drop and pull it for a line. So this is all just colored wax. You can use crayons to get that color, and then you just are doing that drop and pull technique. This is another example of the same thing. It is the drop and pull in a chicken egg. One of the things in Lithuania that they do as well is a lot of straw artwork. So they take straw and they made this one into a bird, and they nested the egg into it.
I love this. I love that.
On top of it, this is the same drop and pull, but you can see we put a lot of holes into the egg.
This looks like you put like eyelet fabric on it.
It looks like lace, yes,
Yes.
that's exactly what it looks like. I love that look.
Yeah, me too.
This is a little bit of thread put around the egg, and then you take your stems from trees outside. Around this time, you have to use live twigs. You cut them down and you glue them onto the egg. You put amber on the egg as well. Now, amber is a Lithuanian stone. It's really petrified tree sap, and they get it at the Baltic Sea. Yes. Then last two is they love to carve. So this is a wooden egg that's been carved. And finally, this is kind of like Pennsylvania Dutch Schnerenschnitzit, but it's taking paper, cutting your design, and then pasting it onto the egg. So there's a lot of different other types of crafts. Some of these are done, especially the drop and pull, is not exclusively Lithuanian. It's Polish, it's Ukrainian, they do it in Hungary as well. So a lot of Eastern Europeans have this particular craft too. Also, the scratched eggs are done in Germany and Hungary as well.
Christine, so many people may be interested in seeing your work and purchasing some of these beautiful pieces. So tell us a little bit more.
So I am at a lot of different craft shows. Right now, the next craft show that I'll be at is Lithuanian Days. That's August 16th and 17th at Catalpa Grove in Barnesville, Pennsylvania.
Excellent.
You can look up Lithuanian Days on Facebook. They have a page for it. And it's everything from dancing to Lithuanian foods to a lot of different Lithuanian crafts, and I'll be there as well. I'll also be at the Bloomsburg Fair and Covered Bridges. I do those every year. And I'm also within those sections where they have the demonstrating artists, because I demonstrate how to scratch the eggs each time. Also, what I'll be doing is I do classes. Right now I do classes around the Easter season. I do them locally at the Outpost on Market Street in Bloomsburg. And if there are interest for doing a class, all you have to do is call Outpost on Market Street, tell them you're interested in class and give your information, and then I do custom classes for people. I also have a website called artbythedozen.com where I sell my eggs.
I wanted to thank you so much for sharing this with us, and I'm very excited because I have Lithuanian heritage, so this was such a treat for me, and I'm sure it's a treat for everyone else. So I want to wish you and your family a very blessed Easter.
Thank you. And in Lithuanian, Linksmu Velyku is Happy Easter.
Linksmu Velyku.
Yes.
Thank you.